Hey everyone, I'm Dan from JazzComposersPresent.com, an online space where composers, musicians, and listeners come together to celebrate the music we love. I'm here today with Rich DeRosa, drummer, arranger, Grammy-nominated composer, and professor of jazz composition and arranging at the University of North Texas. Today, Rich is going to give us some tips on setting text to music.
Thanks so much, Dan. It's great to be here with you and with all of your listeners. Setting text is, if you've never done it, is a wonderful way to open up your writing and bring it to places that you would never imagine, because the text, if you're really faithful to it, can help you make choices that you might not have made otherwise. Completed a piece recently, it's actually a large 8-movement work titled Life in Poetry and Music. This is the 6th movement that I'm going to share with you, just the first stanza. It's a very popular Robert Frost poem, The Road Not Taken. 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveler, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Well, to me, my first step is I like to, after saying it, it's very important to say it and try to interpret it as a good narrator would, is find the accented syllables and respect the natural pauses. In step 1, you can see that now I've done 2 things. I've hyphenated the polysyllabic words, and in bold type, I've selected where the stress points are, as one would say them naturally. So it sounds like this. 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveler, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. And you can see, like looking at undergrowth, why the hyphenated word is important, because often one of those syllables is going to be stressed. In undergrowth, it's the first syllable. Right? In traveler, it's the first syllable. In diverged, it's the second syllable, etc. Well, actually, to me, this already sets up a triplet. Yellow wood. Sorry, I could not travel both. Right? You can hear that triplet in there. These are all clues as far as I'm concerned. I'm not trying to stretch things unnaturally. I'm just trying to set the text naturally. So here we are. The next step, we have to find a meter and ultimately where bar lines are going to be. Now, the meter doesn't have to be fixed. It could be, 1 meter throughout, but you change it where you need to. So 4/4 felt comfortable to me until the 4th line down, when all of a sudden the lines became somewhat, let's say, less symmetrical, and 2/4 seemed to be the answer for me. The other thing that's tricky about this poem is 2 roads, to me, follows a big downbeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood. And you can start to hear the swing kind of feeling happening. When I get down to the 2/4 bar, I looked down one as far as I could, and then I insert an extra bar for a sense of pause, to suggest the idea of looking down, taking time to look down that path and see, is that the one I really want to take, right? And maybe not, or to where it bent in the undergrowth, that's another, looking further down, maybe. And then I insert another extra bar, and this will become apparent when we listen to it in another minute. But these extra bars are, sometimes for dramatic effect, sometimes for transition. If it's going to be sung, you want singers to sing on the vowel. They can stretch the words or linger on the words longer than, let's say, a narrator might. Okay, narration is done against silence, right? So if the narrator takes too long to get through the thing, it's going to drag on. In music, there's something else that's motivating it. So in some ways, longer reflection or lingering can make it interesting. The feel of the music is it's not a blues per se form-wise, but it has blues connotation in it, blues colors in it. And the feeling of this is kind of like, it can't be in 2 places at once, which one am I going to do? And after looking back on one's life, saying, I'm pretty happy with the choices I made, and I've got some scars to prove the hard times, but I survived. So that's the essence of the poem. Let's get right to the music. So you can see in bar 9, I started with the quarter rest, right? It was that space. 1, 2 roads. And it's pretty much set the way it would be spoken, right? Halfway in, you can see the rubato. There's the 2/4 bar, okay? And you can see where the pauses, the extra bars were in there. In bar 20, that half note sustain, that's to give us room for the pickups, which you will hear in the bass and the piano, that bring us back to the fixed tempo.
Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that, the passing there had warned them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay in leaves. No step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day.
Well, I hope that example was insightful, and really encourage all of you to try that if you haven't done it. I think it'll really open up your world of writing if you allow yourself to go there. So with that, I'm going to sign off and wish you all the best. Take it easy. Bye.
Thanks for watching today's mini lesson. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Drop any questions, comments, or suggestions for future videos in the comment section down below. To watch our full-length events and participate in live Q&As with our presenting artists, head over to jazzcomposerspresent.com. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.